Hello lovelies, and welcome to this week's video. It is yet another Samhain video. I would highly recommend watching last year's video, which I will put below, which is more in depth about the modern Samhain, the idea of the veil, rituals, cross, discusses the pagan New Year harvest. It also talks a lot about like certain lures and superstitions, so I would really recommend checking it out. It gives you tips and rituals and all that kind of stuff. Before I get into this video, instead of doing it at the end, I'm going to say it right now real quick. So my Samhain kits are on Etsy. You can get each part separate. The other video from last year actually explains in depth what the full Samhain ritual kit is. Again, I'll link the video linked below, blah blah blah. If you do it through PayPal, you can get $5 off, and that PayPal is the email that I have listed below for contact, so just contact me if you would rather have the $5 off than order from Etsy. All my various tarot spreads are 50% or more off all of October, so contact me or go to my Facebook page for more information. Now, let's get into this year's video. So, various groups of pagans have different practices for Samhain. My first video discusses certain parts of each in depth, but doesn't explain where it derives from, and just kind of puts it together as one. Keep in mind, as I do this, that I am giving short summaries of only a few of the various sectors of paganism, and there is a lot more to each group than what I'm saying, as well as it all depends on the practitioner, whether they're solitary, what their coven believes, etc. So Wiccans consider it the end of the old year, as most do. It is the third harvest festival and beginning of the new cycle. It is the pagan Wiccan New Year. The goddess is with her dying god. She is opening the door to the world of the dead, which is why the veil between the world and the other, which is of the dead, is thinned. They honor the dead and their ancestors. Divination work is important, and Celtic Wiccans associate with the Morrigan. Again, like I said, very, very short summaries. Again, you really check out the other video as well. But I love Samhain and this season so much that I just had to make another one. So I thought I'd give a little bit on each, well not each, but on various pagan groups. Okay, so Druids also use it as a festival to honor the dead, as most do. Though they have many names for it themselves, Samhain is one as well. It is one of 4 of the fire festivals, which many Wiccans also include in their practice. They have the spiritual tradition, the crone, comes to strip leaves from the trees and strip the gardens. They also believe, of course, in the thinning of the veil, in which they state all time becomes one. Past, present, future, all happens at once at this time. This is why it is possible for the dead to be among us and for us to do divination and contact them. They also, along with the Wiccans, traditional witches, eclectic witches and pagans, etc., in modern practices have bonfires to remember the dead as well as call upon ancestors. Neo-pagans do not necessarily follow Sabbats or any traditions, but those who do celebrate Samhain, they tend to have altars for their ancestors, so it's just like the Wiccans and other pagan groups do. They practice divination, they go to larger Samhain events, and bonfires as mentioned prior. So like some of the larger Samhain events they might go to are like witches' balls, and all that fun stuff. Or if there's like a big Samhain circle that includes people of all various backgrounds, they might go to that. Again, keep in mind, this is the basic idea and it does not apply to every person. So, traditional witchcraft, which is associated with Britain, sees it also as one of 4 fire festivals, as well as the third harvest. It is one of 3 nights in which the veil is thinned within the year. There are 2 others, including May Day, or as we call Beltane. It is a time to connect to the dark god and goddess, doing rituals and meditations to find out what they need to be taught and what the gods have taught to them. Some cast 2 circles during any type of ceremonies and rituals on Samhain, one for themselves and one for the dead. They also do divination and do other ways of connecting to the dead. Heathen. So the Norse pagans call Samhain the winter nights, or elf finding, or fray finding. They honor death and wisdom. They believe the wild hunt rules the night. This is a ghostly party that hunts any traveler or being it may catch on the hunt. I'm not sure if this is still common or if this is just purely like an older tradition within the heathens, or if they still believe this. But nonetheless, I found it interesting. Eclectic witchcraft. They use what resonates with them spiritually. During Samhain, they honor physical and spiritual ancestors. They include other witches and pagans from before their existence in their rituals that they may call upon or honor. Rituals may focus on the dark of the year and the final harvest and the new year. They may invoke gods and goddesses of the dead from various pantheons or dark gods and goddesses such as Persephone, Lilith, Hecate, Pluto, Kali Ma, the Morrigan, Hel, Dagda, and many others. Many mix the Wiccan, the traditional witchcraft, and Druid ideas. Again, as well with the above, it depends on the practitioner and if they are in a coven. If you're lucky, you yourself may find a witch's ball in your area, which is open to all practitioners of various backgrounds as long as you practice some sort of witchcraft. They tend to also be exclude dark witches or black magic practitioners, but not always. You can also host one yourself if you know many people that are interested in the craft or are part of the craft. Let's see. These do not take place on Samhain, so that you can do your own solitary craft work or your meet with your coven and do your coven celebration, or have a festival or feast or whatever it is that you do to honor on Samhain. So it takes place a few days before, a few days after. It's around Samhain. Besides divination, ancestral work, and other workings related to the dead, you can focus on many other spells or rituals. This is a time when your magical energy is high. It's the season of the witch. So, I don't know about you, but for me, whenever it's like October, or once it hits about Mabon, the end of September, and fall hits, my energy and my abilities have heightened, and I have to be very careful about that, because sometimes things happen that I don't plan on happening. So, on Samhain or Halloween, they are at our highest, some say. Erase bad luck from the past year, or with, the wheel of the year, and start anew. Spells, rituals, etc. concerning healing, love, protection, releasing from bonds that no longer serve you, and prosperity for the upcoming year. Samhain house cleanse and protection blessings can be done as well, and have been something that has been done for thousands of years, and is tied to the ancient pagans of prior. before the resurgence and Wicca and all that came within the past 100 years. So the cleaning and organizing was to honor visiting ancestors, gods, goddesses, and spirits, as well as start fresh for the new year. Physically clean and organize your home. Cleanse yourself as well. And meditate, clearing all negative energies away. And like I said before, getting rid of any bonds that you no longer serve you. So smudge home with sage or frankincense incense if you don't have sage, or some sort of smudge stick that, or herbs that are for clearing negativity. And cleanse with salt water in each room by air, by fire, and by water and earth. So right there you have the air. I'm so out of it. Okay, but you get it. Make offerings to the deities of home, spirit guides, fairies, goddesses, gods, whoever may live in your domain. Black salt or enchanted salt placed by all windows and doors. After you do all of that, light a dark blue, an indigo, or dark purple candle and walk in every room of the home, asking that the each element creates positive energy, and that a light of white light or just positive light energy bubble surrounds and seals your home from any harm. Leave candle in a safe dish or in a holder on top of the stove to burn down, and then mix water, distilled water preferred. Add herbs and oils such as lavender, lemongrass, and rosemary, and spritz each room when done. I also prefer mugwort, which is in my ritual kits. Yeah. So go to each room's doors, windows, and calling the elements of water and earth to bring good intentions and positive energies. Afterwards, meditate again on removing all negative and dark energies from the home in the last year, thinking of situations that may have taken place that have left negative and dark energies or blockages within your home that you don't need. Think of the situation, set them on fire, or just remove them from your home while you're thinking, and replace with positive thoughts and energy. And that's that. That's all I have for this Samhain video. Again, recipes with pumpkins and apples and all that good stuff are great. Watch my video, which I'll have below, and check out my Samhain kits, my tarot readings, as I said before. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Press the bell notification. And I love you all, and thanks for being here. Blessed be, and come again if you dare. Alright, bye.